So today we need to talk about the evolutions that you can get in the Season Pass. Now, if you're not aware, there is obviously a premium Season Pass this time round, and I can imagine for many more times after that. And it's just another way that they can monetize the game. But what they have given us is an extra evolution as such, and it may not give you any sort of actual reward other than, for instance for this one, a upgrade of a Tiki Taka Plus. Now I will show you all of them on a website, obviously FUT.gg have a great way of showing them all, but you will get plenty as you do go through the game. And there's going to be a few that are free and a few that are premium. Now, as I've got the Tiki Taka Plus, we can show you exactly what these are going to do. And as there is a lot of people now making it to the end, we can obviously see what rewards and what players can actually go into them. So normally if you are trying to get any sort of rewards from a premium pass or from a season or anything like that, normally you'll find that they will come into the rewards section right at the bottom. So the Tiki Taka Plus, as we can see, is an overall of 95, 8 playstyles, 3 playstyle pluses as maximum, because this will give you a 4th playstyle plus. So any of your 95s, for instance, if we was to look at Vitinha, he would eventually, he would end up with a Tiki Taka Plus on top of all of his other upgrades. I believe he does keep the normal evolution, so I think if we go like this, oh no, it does go to a Team of the Season evolution. So obviously if I do De Bruyne, it would be a triple. Now, the biggest mistake you can make is obviously giving it someone who's already got the Tiki Taka Plus, but you probably wouldn't really do that. But in general, you've obviously got the likes of Hullet going into this, some absolutely massive names. And this is kind of the point. This is not the only upgrade that you've got. So if you head over to FUT.gg, if you then go over to objectives, we can then obviously go into a season pass, and they have this constructed way of looking at it. You can obviously go ahead and look this way, or they will show you all the players available from the premium and non-premium and all of the evolutions. So we can see that we get the right mid inside forward plus plus, as well as left mid, center mid holding plus plus, pinged pass plus, technical plus, bruiser plus, and then obviously the season 7 ladder. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for El Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with El Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. With the premium, we get a lot of retro designs as well, but we'll get the Tiki Taka Plus, right back, fullback plus plus, as well as the deep line playmaker plus plus, left back for the fullback, anticipate plus, and finesse shot plus. So as we get people getting into this, we will see what the actual reward is, because naturally on the season pass, it doesn't actually say the requirements. If it's in an objective, normally they give you it, whereas we haven't seen that for many, but you can see with a lot of them here that we obviously have got the CDM deep line playmaker plus plus, as well as the other roles that don't actually have a requirement other than the position. So it does mean, for instance, if we was to take a 97 Rodri, for instance, and he doesn't have the deep line playmaker, we want him to have that plus plus, you could go ahead and give it to him. So if there is that position, and I think the perfect example for this was in Lewis Skelly, because, and I think it's just purely because he was one that I did yesterday. When you look at his roles in the game, if we can find roles at the top. Oh, we can find roles here. So obviously, as you'll see here, we've obviously got the plus plus for the fullback, the attacking wing back, and also the box to box. If I wanted to put him as a CDM, as a deep line playmaker, with the stats that he's got, it should be no problem at all. Maybe I just want that card there. I could go ahead and give it to him. If I wanted to do it for the Hullet that I've got, for instance, if he doesn't already have it, he only has the plus, in fact, in the deep line playmaker for CDM and center mid. If that role is one that I personally need, it's great to put in a player there. My fullbacks, if I wanted to add, I don't know if Teo Hernandez has one at the moment, but for instance, if he hasn't got the fullback plus, which he doesn't, he's my left back. I personally play him in that role no matter if he's got the plus or not. That's going to be a fantastic upgrade for my team. Now, the big thing with these is don't jump straight into them, because they are going to be fantastic and they're going to be there until the 1st of June. I personally would definitely wait for a lot of these and just get to the end first, just in case you do either get a player that is going to take over the role and doesn't have that role plus, but also we more than likely will get a lot of these again. So I can imagine they will bring out, I thought I could see this at some point, almost like a repeatable upgrade pack that gives you a role plus, probably more towards the end of the game, but just to add your player into any role that you want. So I think that would be really good. But in general, as we go further down, we'll see we've got the Pinged Pass Plus. That's for a 94 rated card. 8 playstyles, so you've got to watch. There's going to be a few that are 9 and 10, so maybe some of your evolutions that are in that top range might not have the ability, but it's interesting. We have the Technical Plus, again at a 94 max. We then also have the Anticipate as a max 95. We also then have the Bruiser as a 94. The Finesse Shot as a 95, which is massive. Like, that is huge for a lot of players, and we'll go over that in a second. And then finally we have the Tiki Taka, as we know, at 95 as well. Obviously on Futbin you'll be able to see these as well. I like how efficient the Fut.gg is, and I personally prefer the branding of this one. Obviously the popular is going to be very difficult because there's so many players in here, but if you do go into the popular evos, you might at some point find it, like a bit of a Neymar. Obviously then you've got the specialist for a Job already, and you can kind of go down and see where you want to actually put people. So if we're looking at, for instance, one of the big players that we've got Mbappe's gold. Now, naturally, you could have got many of the other versions, but realistically, you are looking at this if you've probably got the 94 and below. If you've got the 95, 96, stop moaning. You've got a rapid plus on Mbappe. The big thing is, if you went for the 94 here, when you look at his playstyles, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think the rapid would count as 8. So there is a chance that if you go into the evolution builder, you could actually give him one of the extra boosts. And obviously one of the best ones is going to be the rapid plus, which I think is going to be this one, is going to be the Finesse Shot Plus. Now obviously for this you could then potentially, it might not count a playstyle plus as a playstyle, give him something else as well. If you wanted to give him the Bruiser, a Pinged Pass, I personally would wait and maybe give it to somebody else, but there is a chance that if you really wanted to, you could get this Mbappe up to a quadruple playstyle plus just with these upgrades. So this is the big thing with these. If you are looking at a specific player to make them that next level upgrade, this is a possibility for them. If I was to take my actual main team from this and go with what roles, what players I need, I mean, this is currently my team at the moment, but we are still looking to kind of upgrade. I've not really bothered upgrading in a while. Obviously, I'd wait until mid to end wave team of the season. There's probably a few players that I've not actually put in at the moment. Mbappe's obviously on the bench there. We've got a few players that we've more than likely got in the team that could do with the upgrade at some point, so there is a lot that we can go through. But say if we went for someone like a Trent and thinking, okay, well, I could go ahead and whack a tiki-taka on him. Maybe then we could see a potential position upgrade for an evolution. It's always a possibility that could work out in my favour. We know that Hullet is going to be a great one if we give him a tiki-taka, or even an Anticipate might not be a bad shout with how I personally play him. Going through the roles and thinking, okay, well, he's got the holding plus, but he doesn't have the deep line playmaker. How am I playing him? Am I going to play him in that role, or am I just going to keep him as a playmaker, a box to box, as you get the drift? We then also have a Vinny. Now obviously Vinny's going to be upgraded at some point soon anyway. I could go ahead and give him them upgrades first, or I could wait until that evolution comes out, and if it's not quite the best playstyle pluses, I could add the finesse prior to the upgrade. CR7, another great one. Obviously, I could give him a Pinged Pass, a tiki-taka if I really wanted to. Obviously, with Dalglish, he's already got everything I kind of need. That's kind of the upgrade for that one. Even a Lauren James, I could go and give her a Finesse Shot. It's always a great option when it comes to it with a lot of these cards. So I would definitely suggest having a look and kind of just waiting out your team just to see who else is actually available for them. Because when we look at the anticipate, you're thinking centre back. Most top end centre backs nowadays come with one. We then obviously have got the pinged pass, we've got the tiki-taka, centre mids. You could be looking at maybe like a Patrick or something that would work really, really well if you wanted to add a level to him. We then also have the finesse, like we said, that can be on a range of strikers or wingers, to be honest. Even throwing a cam, it could work really well. Anybody without the quadruple, I would suggest personally going for these with people that have got a triple just to add that layer of a quadruple. It's kind of the ways that they keep these evolutions that little bit more relevant, because you're not necessarily upgrading an overall, but you are giving yourselves an extra bonus on a playing field. Not everybody's going to have the same card, which I actually really like. I think it's destined for success on this one. If I was looking at my Virgil personally for this one, it is a shame that I've got the anticipate already, but it'd have been nice if I didn't have it and maybe I went for a intercept, or I've got like a technical or something, you know what I mean, just to give him the triple, and then I could throw the anticipate on him. Obviously Ruben Diaz is got the anticipate as well. Like I did say, most players will have that level on them, so it is just a nice upgrade in general. I think it's definitely one worth looking at, and to be honest, like somebody said with the previous rewards with the objectives on this, they are probably good enough, and that's just coming down to all of the tradable packs. If you do manage to get 1, 2, 3 team of the seasons by the time you get to the end, obviously the best pack we're going to get in terms of tradable, because that's kind of what they were doing with this. If we get to the end, you are getting a tradable 88 times 5. The likely chance is you do get a few team of the seasons from that. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be very expensive. Hopefully they are, but if they're not, you are still getting a solid amount of value back from them, just even off 20, 30k on a lot of them. So that's going to be quite nice. You've obviously got the tradable 86 times 2, 85 times 3. So all you have to do is get a couple of players from there. If you do get 1 or 2 team of the seasons on your way up from here, then obviously you've got yourselves all of the upgrades in general that would count towards a reward. And I think in a solid month's time, you more than likely will have made either 500k back or spent the points for it. So I think it is actually a pretty good way. And just adding these extra stuff that you'd actually pay for, I don't mind too much. I would much rather pay for guaranteed rewards than to pay for a lucky dip in something. So it's one of the things I'm actually a big fan of. I was kind of hoping they would have done it at the start of the year personally, but they've clearly just waited until they could really get into us. But I can imagine now it will come for the foreseeable future. They've probably made an absolute killing on all of this. They probably just wanted to see how it truly would affect the market on it. So let me know down below what you think about all these upgrades. Let me know any of your evolutions you've already put in place. What level are you on the season? I'm interested to get to the end, to get all of these packs, to get all of these evolutions, and hopefully get some decent players on the go. But let me know what you're thinking, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Peace.